Why are so many companies posting ghost jobs right now? Here's 2 ways they benefit. Hi, hello, and welcome to the podcast. My name is Kevin, and I've applied to over 2,200 jobs, and I still don't have one. Why is it so hard for me to find a job? Probably the same reason that it's hard for you to find a job. Many of these jobs that are posted online for you to apply to are fake. They don't even exist. Companies want to call them ghost jobs or unicorn jobs or evergreen jobs, but really what they are is fraudulent. So why would a company post so many ghost jobs? What's in it for them? Why are we seeing this come about? Why are so many companies doing this? Here's 2 ways that they benefit from posting these jobs that they have no intention of hiring for. Reason number 7 is so that they can gain followers on LinkedIn. Now, obviously, this only applies to LinkedIn and it's not going to be on any of the other platforms, but LinkedIn is one of the largest job hunt platforms that's out there. And it specifically applies to the easy apply option that's at the bottom of some of the job postings, which no doubt you've seen. Whenever you go through the easy apply process, there's an option. It's usually on the last page and it's usually below the cut at the bottom. You have to manually go through and scroll all the way down to see, but there will be a line item that says follow this company on LinkedIn and it'll have a checkbox. That checkbox is automatically checked. So if you don't want to follow them, you have to uncheck it. So if you submit your application before scrolling down, you will automatically follow that company. And that's how they get so many followers. So why do companies care how many followers they have on LinkedIn? Well, there's a few benefits that they get from it. The first one is increased visibility. If you apply to a company now that you've never heard of, then who knows, in 6 to 8 months to a year to 3 years, you're still going to be following them most likely because let's face it, we don't really monitor LinkedIn like we do Instagram or Twitter or X now, whatever it is. So in that time frame, when they're no longer hiring for a position, they already have a whole bunch of people who are following them. And then whenever they post stuff, I mean, it might be relevant to your new position. Maybe they're selling a software that would work at the place where you're working now. And you're like, oh, maybe I'll just get this Workday software or whatever, because we can use it here and we have a budget. And I don't know. Another reason is enhanced credibility. So if there's more people that follow a company, they look like they're more relevant, like they're more credible because so many people are interested in them. It's not some fly-by-night company that just showed up and they're doing whatever. This seems more established to people who come in and look at it later. Plus, the more followers that a company has on LinkedIn, the higher the chance of them having more organic engagement, which will eventually increase their visibility to everybody else that's on the platform. In some cases, there's also a chance for increased opportunities for sponsored content. So in this example, let's say that it's an automotive-based business. Now they're selling services, which isn't like something they can really sell online, but if they have enough people following them, then a company who makes products like brake pads or whatever else, they might pay them to put out sponsored content that says, hey, come over here to our automotive center and we'll replace your brake pads with this specific brand of brake pad because this is who's paying us really, right? As I previously alluded to, it also gives a chance for increased opportunities in business engagement and growth opportunities in the future. So if you apply to a company today and you don't get hired, but now you're at another company years later, then there's a possibility that you could use their services or products. So it's kind of a synergizing thing, right? And they're going to be front of mind because you've been following them on LinkedIn. And as we all know, that's how everybody spends their time, is scrolling through LinkedIn and enjoying that over all other forms of online content. So you've unmistakably seen them hundreds and thousands of times over the last couple of years. Another reason is potential customer reach. So if you'd applied to a company like, let's say, Adidas or Nike, and you want to work there because you're a fan of the product, right? Well, you applied there, you didn't get the job, but now you're seeing their stuff come through on your LinkedIn feed. So now not only are you seeing advertisements everywhere else, you're also seeing it on LinkedIn. So it's a free way for them to advertise to you. Having a high follower count on LinkedIn can also lead to the perception of industry leadership. Now, obviously, a company that's in an industry and has 45 followers, they're not really going to be seen as a leader in that industry. But the more followers that a company has, the more likely it is for them to be seen as a leader. Now, LinkedIn currently only shows 500 plus. They get a little plus sign. after the 500 if you're over 500 connections. So if any company has a page on LinkedIn and it's below 500, it's going to make them look kind of, womp womp compared to other people that are in the industry. So here's an example of the easy apply and how to uncheck it. Right here is the easy apply button, which you'll see for this job posting. You click on it, it has your information. You click next again, it uploads your resume. Sometimes it'll ask you a question. You read through it, figure out what you want your answer to be, go ahead and select it. And then it gives you a summary. Now here's where you have to scroll all the way to the bottom, and that is where you will see the follow and then the company. Uncheck that and then submit your application. It's just that easy. And that's one way to fight against their behavior of posting fake jobs on LinkedIn for the purpose of gaining followers. Don't give them free followers. You have that power. Scroll down and uncheck it. They don't deserve to be followed by you. Unless, of course, it's something that you're really into, like, I don't know, your hockey team or your baseball team or whatever. Then, I don't know, maybe you want to follow them. Go ahead. But if it's a company you're just applying to because they have a job posted that matches what you do, you don't need to follow them. If they post for that job again in the future, you're going to see it. In addition to that, I would urge you right now after this video to go into your LinkedIn, find who you're following, and remove all the riffraff. Like, you don't want to follow a whole bunch of these people, Like, if you're following Wolf Cola, maybe give them an unfollow. And reason number 8 why companies post ghost jobs in order to benefit them. I like to call it the SEO grift. So writing cover letters is kind of a thing of the past. I tend to not even apply to companies if they require a cover letter, because why am I going to waste my time doing that? I'm not writing fan fiction for you for this company I've never heard of just because you have a job posted. Oh, why are you applying to this position? I don't know, because I'm qualified for it and you need someone who does it and I want to make some money. So you tell me. But some companies will use this cover letter requirement as a tactic to increase their search engine optimization, or SEO. One example of how they do this is whenever they require a cover letter in order for you to submit an application, it will have a specific question on it that you can't answer off the top of your head. One that I commonly see is, which of our core values aligns most with you? Now, I don't know about you, but I don't have every company's core values memorized. So what's the first thing that I do? I'm going to go hit the Google machine. I'm going to do some typing, and then up comes the website of the company. And then I click on that company's website and you go to the About Us page. And then once you're on the About Us page, you find what their core values are. And it's usually stuff like teamwork, passion, diversity, innovation, transparency, ironically enough. And then you read through what their description is of that. And you decide, oh gosh, which one do I want to write about? Well, I don't know, maybe teamwork, maybe something else, and then you go have ChatGPT do it for you, which I don't recommend. Like, do it yourself, I don't know, maybe just have ChatGPT write it, because they obviously don't care about the time that you're putting into this. So why should you? So you sit on the page for a while with teamwork or innovation or whatever, and you read about what their definition is of it and how it applies to their company. And then you go back and forth as you're writing the cover letter in Word so that you can copy it and paste it into the application. Well, as you're doing this, you stay on that website longer, and Google's going to see that you have been on that website for a long time, which means that it's a very relevant website for what it is that you were looking for. And when a website looks relevant, it helps to boost it up in the SEO for Google. So it's going to move it up closer to the top of the page, closer to that first rank result. It also results in more traffic going to that company's website, which is going to make them look better and more relevant. So Google will also bump them up in the search engine for that too. And then there's another thing called brand search volume, which is basically people seeking out a certain brand in a product or service versus looking for that product itself. For example, if I were to search cell phone providers near me, I get results of T-Mobile and Verizon and Sprint still around. I don't know, AT&T maybe, Mint Mobile. Shout out to Ryan Reynolds. What's up, homie? And that would be an example of an unbranded search volume contributor, just looking for the service itself. Now, if I went online and I was like, I'm looking for Verizon specifically, the more that people search for Verizon over just cellular services in general, it's going to give Verizon a bump in their search engine optimization, because that brand is being recognized and looked for more versus other companies in that industry, or versus the general search for whatever product or service it is. And in September of 2023, Google published a helpful content update, which made brand search volume even more important to the ranking of websites in their search engine. Also, whenever you search for a company and then you click on the result and you go to their page, you can spend some time there. But if the page isn't what you're looking for, you'll go right back to the search results and click on another one. That's called pogo sticking. If your website is one of the websites that gets looked at briefly and then people go right back to the search engine, you got pogo sticked, which makes you seem less relevant for that search term. So you get pushed further down in the results. Now, if someone searches for your company and then they get to the site and they stay there for a while, it works exactly the opposite. You're not being pogo sticked. You're seen as a relevant search result because people are staying there for a long time. And so that's going to help you in your search engine optimization. Another way the core values play into this SEO grift is, let's say that you go to the About Us page, right? Like there may be a hyperlink to it from the job posting, or maybe you go to it from the web search. And once you land on the About Us page, now they have teamwork, innovation, transparency, diversity, or whatever. And it's 4 clickable links. You got 1, 2, 3, 4. And you're like, well, now I have to read about them. So then you click on it and it takes you to another page. And you read through that, and then you go back and click on this other one, and it takes you to that page. So what Google sees from that is that once you've landed on that page, you've gone 5 pages deep with the About Us and then the 4 other like core values. So Google sees that you're going deeper into the website, which means that it's a more relevant result for whatever it was that you were searching for, and that you spent time there. So it's valuable information. So that's going to boost you up in the SEO if you're the company that's requiring that. It's kind of shady and some pretty roundabout ways that they're trying to benefit from defrauding you, the job seeker, and me, the professional job seeker, as I am now. So if that kind of blows your mind, go check out my other videos or podcasts that talk about the other reasons why, and there's still more to come. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Tell somebody else who's a job seeker, because I know that as a job seeker myself, not knowing this stuff in the beginning made it really depressing for me. And so whenever I found this stuff out, it's like, it's not me. It's not me. It's the job search market that is messed up. And your friends who are looking for a job right now, they're going through depression, whether they're talking to you about it or not. So please, we have to let them know that they're not alone. This is happening to everybody, and it's not their fault. Subscribe, like, do all the things. That's going to do it. And just like that, we're moving forward to the next episode, and I'll see you there.